Are we live? 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 All right, I think we're live. I think we're live, guys. Welcome back to Ball Knowledge. I'm Zozomilli, and we're talking about Real Madrid 1, Benfica 0. And it was going to be let's just talk about Vinicius and talk about how incredible that goal was. Benfica already beat Madrid 4-2 earlier in the Champions League this season. Madrid lost 6 of their last 11 Champions League matches. Bellingham is hurt. But we have to put all that to the side and talk about the racism that happened today. The racism that happened today. Now, if you look at this picture right here, this guy, Mourinho's big mistake after Vinicius' incident. After covering his face, of course, after Vini dancing at the corner flag, Perestriani, or whatever his dumbass name is, decided to call Vinicius a monkey. And, it's annoying because it's like, how long are we going to go through this? How long is this going to continue? Here, the BBC Sports says Trent Alexander-Arnold said the alleged racist abuse of teammate Vinicius Jr. during Real Madrid's Champions League match at Benfica was a disgrace to football, while opposition manager Jose Mourinho was criticized for his comments after the incident. The former Real Madrid and Chelsea boss said there is something wrong because it happens in every stadium. A stadium where Vinicius plays, something happens always. Now, personally, as someone who has been a Mourinho fan from, him coaching Drogba and Essien and Mikel and Eto, this is disgusting. This is sad. This is sad. Seedorf even tried to cover for him and say, I think he's still emotional. I think he made a big mistake today to justify racial abuse. This is someone who has coached how many black players? And still, we have to go through this. Now, am I saying Mourinho is condoning racism? Yes. Because as a coach, your number one duty is to protect your players. Yes. But once it is something this big that crosses the line, you should choose something else, Mourinho. You're too wise and too experienced in the game to say what you said. But the question is, when would this stop? Or will this ever stop? Because we can talk as much as we want to talk and, lambast whoever we want to lambast and say, oh, Vini, oh, this. This is another Argentine. Enzo Fernandez posted something on his Instagram. What happened to him? What happened to him? Nothing happened to him. This is another Argentine doing it. Nobody's talking about the fact that why is it that the Argentines are always doing this? Everybody's talking about Vinicius, and the reason Vinicius is always in this situation is because he's just the one who chooses to react. Everyone else is just like, what, forget it. Let me just not talk. Let me not talk. But we can't all not talk. But as far as I'm concerned, it is going to continue. Because UEFA and FIFA are not going to do shit about this. They're not going to do anything. First of all, he covered his face, so they'll tell you there is no way they can tell you for a fact that it happened. They will tell you that it is alleged. That's why everybody's using alleged. Even though multiple players heard it. Nothing is going to happen to this guy. It will be business as usual. It will be business as usual. Nothing's going to happen to this guy because nobody really cares. Nobody cares. This match was halted for 10 minutes. Referee did the racism sign. They stopped the game. Nothing. And Mourinho did not even substitute that guy until how many minutes after? This was horrible. Horribly handled by Mourinho. Horribly handled by the refs. Mark Clattenburg, you should be ashamed of yourself, because that commentary was trash. They were all trying to victim blame and tell me that Vinicius is the problem. No, you can't tell me that this guy can't celebrate. I refuse.
Yeah, alleged racist incident in that second half. This is what Tchouaméni had to say about it.
I refuse to believe that.
Vinny told us the guy called him a monkey with his shirt covering his face. He said he didn't see anything. Vinny told us we had to keep playing. I don't know what to say now. We'll talk, but this can't happen. I said that if there's a problem, we leave as a team. That's it. But we talked and we said we had to win. Obviously, as we're going live now, there's a lot more post-match reaction coming. We'll be hearing from Jose Mourinho. I'll let you know exactly what he had to say and anyone else from each camp. But as we stand at the moment, Frank, as we welcome Frank Leboeuf into the show, obviously, it's such a brilliant goal from Vinicius Jr. and it's so disappointing that this is what we start the show with.
Yeah, it's very sad because, as you said, the goal is absolutely fantastic, and we don't know why he got a yellow card. I don't think it's because he danced around.
That is why he got the yellow card. Can you imagine? Now you can't dance in football anymore. Mourinho ran and slid across the field to celebrate, and he's coming in to tell me that Vini, like, bro, you can't make this thing up. And now it's like, no matter how many black players this guy has coached, he's like, he has it in him. Because I can't believe for the life of me Mourinho will say something like this.
The corner flag, and maybe something happened with the fans, blah, blah, blah. But whatever. But I don't think that Vini is that twisted that suddenly, after scoring a goal, decides to make up some stories. So we don't have the evidence, and the referee had to do what he did what he had to do. Therefore, stop the game, investigate, and keep on playing because he had nothing. He had no evidence. The player put his shirt when he said something to Vini, so there's nothing to complain about that. But we're pretty sure that something has been said and that Vini reacted to some abuse. I'm pretty sure. Again, no evidence, so we won't say anything, and the game has to go on. And as Tchouaméni said, they had to come back and they had to play and win that game, and that's it. Very disappointed by the fans, by the way, because to boo Vini was a real shame, because Vini didn't do anything bad.
That was another thing that pissed me off. This guy got racially abused. The referee put up the thing to show that he's been racially abused. Then they continue the game, and the fans boo every touch. Because obviously they condone it. They condone it. They're like, yes, continue. This is what we like. Do whatever it takes to put him off his game. That's what football is right now.
So we've heard from, can you just remind me what Jose Mourinho has said? I just missed that. What Vinny said and what Bresciani said are two different things. That's what Jose Mourinho has come out.
Well, now imagine that Jose Mourinho is going to defend his player, and you would expect that to be the case, and it's not like Bresciani is going to go to Jose Mourinho and say, see, Jose, what I told Vinny was this, and he misunderstood what I said. Look, we don't have proof, right? We don't have evidence. We don't have the smoking gun, and we don't have the video nor the audio. But it is more likely than not that Bresciani said something to Vinny that he should not have said, because as we focus on Bresciani and the look in his eye.
Why did he cover his mouth?
When Vinny says, heard what Bresciani had said, and the reaction of Vinny, the look in Bresciani's eyes is of a man who said, oh, this could be troublesome. Now, it's merely observation, it's merely speculation. But to Frank's point, so often we focus on Vini Jr. for the wrong reasons. And so often he is in the middle of things because he chooses to be in the middle of things, and he is the culprit of problems. Today is not that day. Today, that's not the case. And for those out there that may say, well, he had it coming because he went and celebrated the goal in the manner in which he did, you are 100% wrong. Vini Jr. scores a great goal, and he is well within his rights to go and celebrate with the corner flag.
Thank
and
you.
I don't want to...
Thank you.
Being said, but then there's a line.
Right.
And obviously...
That's not the mature Vinny that we've seen so far this season. So he has to be applauded for that. I
just want to amend something. It was Mourinho who told Vinicius Jr. when you score a great goal, don't go rile up the fans. This is what he said apparently when he went over and sat on the bench that we saw during that 8-minute break.
That's
was
rich
there any...
of you, Mario.
Am I being...
That's
ugly scenes that enveloped after Vinicius Jr.'s goal. And Clarence, something that a lot of people won't have seen come into action, which was what happened when the referee heard the accusations of racism. And that protocol is something you've been involved
Boys Better Players has been created by all the confederations, all the federations in the world to fight racism in our stadiums, and of course, hopefully also we can have an effect in society. This gesture was actually decided by the players. Infantino has created a panel for the players, educate them on their rights, etc.
Bro, what's going to happen?
That everybody understand that there has been some racial abuse that needs to be investigated. If it comes from the stands and it continues, then the referee can even stop the match, etc., etc. But I think it's important to understand.
Yeah, it's I mean, yeah, you're really educating, you know, us and everyone, hopefully globally as well, which what it means, because I think players should be involved in this and continue to be.
With Gabriel Clark.
Well, a fine team performance, but it's overshadowed by what happened after Vinny's goal. What can you tell us?
I think I can't comment too much on it because it's probably an ongoing investigation at this point, so I'm not sure I can comment on it too much, but I think what's happened tonight is a disgrace to football. It's overshadowed the performance, especially after such an amazing goal. Vinny he's been subjected to this a few times throughout his career, and for it to happen tonight and ruin a night for us as a team is a disgrace. Like I said, it's a disgrace to football. There's no place in it in football or society, so it's disgusting.
In that moment, looking at Vinny, it must have been very hard to be around that. He obviously goes and sits on the bench. What did he say to you?
Obviously, it's upsetting. We as people, we come here to do a job. We enjoy what we do, and when something like that happens, it ruins. It takes the fun out of the game. It ruins the night for all of us. You know, we stick together as a team, as you've seen out there tonight. We dug deep. We got the win. Most of all, I think we're all proud of the way that we handled it in a hostile environment. The way the environment reacted to it as well. Didn't affect us, and we dug deep and kept a clean sheet and got the win.
Did Vinny take some persuading to come back on and play?
Like, I don't know if he took persuading or not, but it was
something for him to do, wasn't it? Quite something for him to come back.
Yeah, I think you know, he wanted to carry on. He's got a very, very strong mentality. Like I said, he's been subjected to this a few times throughout his career, and he's handled it excellently. But for it to carry on and for it to happen tonight, like I said, is a disgrace.
Bro, until the players get serious about, you know, a real stance, this is going to continue. This is not going to stop. This is not going to stop. Like, bro, these same Argentines, man, what the hell? Like, what have black people done to you that you can't just treat people with respect? Like, he's allowed to celebrate. Everybody celebrates. Don't come and tell me about celebrating. Like, have you lost your mind? Guys, let me know what you think. Don't let them silence you, Vinny. Exactly, my bro. Don't let them silence you. Keep dancing. Keep peppering them. You know what I mean? I'm definitely a Barcelona fan, but I was a Madrid fan today because this was BS at its highest. This was just crap. But Vinny, keep on going, man. Of course, you know, your boy, you're always supported. Guys, what else is going on? What else is going on? What else is going on?